Early in the 17th century, a small number of Europeans began to explore and settle this great wilderness. But they were not the first to call Appalachia their home.
Appalachians today include many different kinds of people, but we need to remember that the first people in the Appalachian Highlands were the ancestors of today's American Indians. So the original Appalachians are in fact Native Americans.
Before the Europeans arrived, Appalachia was home to many Indian tribes. There were Shawnee, Choctaw, and Creek, but the dominant tribe was the Cherokee.
These were very complex cultures. They were grounded in a belief system that tied human beings to a particular place. Their view is that this is the land that was created for them, that this is the land where they belonged.
The Cherokee were mostly farmers, settled in villages and growing crops in the garden.
They were proud of who they were, but not only were they proud and very strong people, they were very intelligent. They call us a civilized tribe, which is fine, but they don't ever see us as being very warrior-like. You don't become part owner of 7 states by being meek and somewhat passive.
One surprise for the newcomers was the authority that women had in the matrilineal Cherokee society.
Women generally had control of the corn crop. That is, women had economic control of the staple of Cherokee life. Men lived in the households of their wives, and a man's heirs were his sister's children, not his own children.
If a man from one clan married a woman in another clan, then he joined her clan and their children became members of her clan. Older Cherokee women were quite often a part of the council, so women had a great deal of autonomy, and they lost that as they became acculturated into the European society.
Kinship was all important to the native people. If a member of one tribe was killed by a member of another, this was a cause for war.
But it was not war in the way that Europeans understood it or in the way that we understand it today. Southern Indians did not fight to conquer, to expand their kingdoms, or to inflict their own religion or ideology on other people. They went to war to avenge the death of kin.
The Cherokee saw people as either relatives or enemies, but tradition allowed them to bring outsiders into the tribe. Captives taken in battle would be adopted into a Cherokee clan. The same was done with black slaves who escaped into Cherokee country.
Some former slaves who escaped were treated as brethren, and they were able to become part of the tribe and dissipate over times of generation.
Many European traders managed to join the local tribe in another way, by marrying Cherokee women.
Even if you had been born a Creek, or you had been born an Englishman, or you had been born an African-American slave, once you were adopted into a Cherokee clan, you were a member of that clan and a Cherokee, and your children were going to be Cherokee. That is, race as Europeans came to understand it had very little meaning in 18th century Cherokee society.
For decades, Indians and traders lived in relative harmony on the Appalachian frontier, buying and selling goods and sharing the bounty of the land. But for many back in Europe, life was growing more and more oppressive. Open territory in the New World was very inviting to people seeking freedom,